Okay, so this video will get us through the first 5 steps in Project 6. This is a pretty involved project, so you really got to pay attention to detail. The first thing we're doing is creating a table. We're going to create a table using this account representative's information here so that we can sort things and do some cool features that Excel has. So the first thing that we're going to do is we are going to select the area that we want to make into our table. You can do this later in the process, but I think it's a lot easier just to go ahead and select it first. So I went from A10 to I29, and then I go up here and I say, oh, I can format this as a table. So I'm going to click that drop down, and it gives me all of my different forms of tables that we have. We have the light tables, we have the medium tables, we have the dark tables. Well, over here it says we want a table style medium. So I'm going to look in this medium bunch, and we want it to be green. So I'm just going to hover over this one, and sure enough, that's the one I want. Dark green, table style medium 3. I'm going to click on that. So it has already started to apply some things. I've got my little moving dotted line. And then it says, where's the data? Well, yep, that's what I wanted to do, A10 through I29. Because I've already got headers in there, it's automatically checked for me that my table does have headers. So I'm going to click OK. And there's our table. So that part's done. The next step, I think, gives people more trouble than almost anything else we've done, which is sorting this table. We want to sort the table first by ascending order in the name of the account rep, and then in descending order by total sales. Our goal is to have an alphabetized list of account reps with each account rep's entries for total sales listed from largest to smallest. So we're sorting by alphabetic, and then we're sorting by total sales. So it's really important that you do this correctly. So I'm going to go back to the home ribbon. I'm just going to click off here to turn off my highlighting here. And here's the trick. You can actually click on these drop downs and you can do a sort, but it won't give you what you want. It's only going to sort one column at a time. We need to go to editing, click on the drop down, click on sort and filter drop down, and go to custom sort. Oops. Didn't like that. I was clicked outside of the table, so that's why it said I couldn't do it there. Let's try that again. Sort and filter, custom sort. Now it lets me do it. Okay, so first of all, because I'm in the table, I can go to column, and it will ask me, well, which one of these columns do you want to sort by first? Well, the first thing I'm doing is sorting by account rep. I'm sorting from A to Z. That's in ascending order. And so that's good. That part's fine. That's going to do the alphabetizing. Before I leave this window, do not click OK right now. You're going to go down here and click the plus sign. It's then going to say, oh, then once we've done this alphabetizing, then we're going to do something else. And this is when we want to go to total sales. And we don't want to go smallest to largest here. We want to go largest to smallest. Now we can click OK. Notice that now everything's alphabetized. And each rep, I think each rep has 2 entries. Each rep's entries go largest first, smallest second. That's our goal. Now it's really easy to determine who's doing what where. Okay, 3. We would like to figure out the tiers for these different reps. This talks about how you get a bonus for this company. We want to list a tier for each account rep according to the bonus tiers data in the range K5 through L9. So if I go over here, K5 through L9, we have values. So if you've got a 0 score, you're on the bronze tier, all the way up to 9 being on the platinum. So what we want to do is we want to use the Vlookup formula or function. That's going to allow us to say, okay, what is their eval score and what tier reference or what tier does that put us on? So we're going to go to cell H11. We're going to start there, and then we're going to end up copying this formula in other places. And we're going to type in equals Vlookup. So you notice it gives me this option over here. So yeah, that's what I want. Well, it's not letting me select it, so I'm just going to type it in. open my parentheses, and then it gives me a bunch of arguments that I need to know what to put in there. So we have to read the instructions very carefully to make sure that we put in everything. So we want a structured reference to the eval score, which is cell G11. So that's our lookup value. We want Excel to go over here and reference this column. So when I click on this column, what it's going to do is it's giving me this @ saying, hey, basically this is in the same table. And it's saying we want to look at the eval score for this person. It's in the same row, same table. We want to look at eval score. So that's our lookup value. We want Excel to look there and say, what is this person's score? And then we want to double check that with the bonus tiers data, which is our range from K6 to L9 over here, where we have this. So that's our table array. And then we're going to use our column index number, second column, as our actual reference. You know, what tiers are they on? That's what's going to get filled into those columns. So we're going to go over here in this table array, and we are going to type in an absolute reference because we don't want Excel advancing down the rows as it goes when we copy and paste this formula. So I'm going to do $K, $6, to $L, $9. Oops. Yes, I know there's a problem with the formula. Extra colon. There we go. Had that extra colon between the L and the $sign there, so it was confused. So now notice it's highlighted my whole table. I'm going to put a comma after that. That's moved on to column index number. So I want to put in a 2, or actually no, I don't. I want to put in tier. Actually, let me try 2. Having a moment where I'm doubting myself. And we don't want to put any value in for the optional range lookup argument. We're going to leave that alone. So I'm just going to close my parentheses and hit enter. And notice that it does in fact work. Okay, cool. And it actually auto-filled everything, which is super nice. So 6.5 is silver. Yep, that's correct. I can kind of go down and check everything. 5 should be bronze. Yep. The 9 should be platinum. Yeah, that's working out. Cool. So now I have my lookup function. I've got everything working there. We're going to go on to step 4. We want to go ahead and figure out what bonus these folks should get in the platinum tier. So what we're going to do is an if-then function, and this is a really important function to be able to use. So we're going to go into our rep bonus column over here. I'm going to click on I11, and we're going to create a formula that uses the if function. So basically what we're having Excel do is we're saying, hey, Excel, if one thing is true, then you're going to do this if it is true, and this if it's false. So we want to say if we want to use a structured reference to say whether the value in the tier field is equal to platinum. So we want to say, okay, if this over here, if tier equals platinum, and I need to put this in quotes. That tells Excel that it's looking for a particular word there. Then what happens if that's true, we want to take the total sales field and multiply it times 0.05 to get the amount of the bonus. Then we take total sales and we multiply that by 0.05. And if it's false, they don't get a bonus. Close our parentheses, And what we see is the only people that are getting bonuses are our platinum people. So we've got 1, 2, 3 people with bonuses in our list. Everybody else has a dash, which notates or tells us that those people are not earning a bonus this time. Okay. Okay. Last step we're going to do in this video, we want to identify the account reps with high, average, and low eval scores. In the eval score column, range G11 through G29, we want to create a new icon set. We want to do a conditioning formatting rule using the 3-star icons. So that means, and we're going to edit that rule to display the shaded star in cells with number type that's greater than or equal to 8, half star in a number type greater than or equal to 6, and an unshaded star in values that are less than 6. So this takes a little bit of being just careful. So what we're going to do is we're going to go over here into this range. I'm going to select those values, and we are going to do a conditional formatting rule, which is up here with this button. I'm going to do my drop down. If you just click the button, you might get things that you don't want. So I always try to click the drop down so I can see what I'm going to get. I'm going to go to my icon sets, and I really want my stars. When I just click that, I get all kinds of, I get stars, right? But they're probably not notating what I want. So I want to go to Manage Rules now. And I want to say, okay, what are the rules that are going on here? So I'm going to edit this rule. And notice it's doing all kinds of weird stuff. It's got percentages. We don't want percentages. So we want to go and we want to change this to a number in both of these. And we need to say, okay, when do we want it to be a full star? When do we want it to be a half star? And then that will let us know when it's also going to be a not a star or an unshaded star. So we want a full star, a whole shaded star, when the value in the cell is greater than or equal to 8. So greater than or equal, I'm going to go here, I'm going to say I want 8. When it's between sorry, I had a little moment there. When it is greater than or equal to 8, or greater than or equal to 6, rather, we want the half star. And when it's less than 6, then we want the whole star. It's going to update those numbers, I hope. Let me just double check my rule. Yes, okay, so when less than 8 and greater than or equal to 6, that's when I'm getting my half star, etc. Okay, so we're good. And notice that it should make sense in, oops, I don't know what I just clicked on. Okay, well, hopefully you saw what you needed to do because it just completely crashed my thing. But those rules, those managed rules is really important to make sure that you fill in those ranges like it says in the program. All right, I'm going to end this video and see if I can figure out what happened to my program here.